foundation of your life, the love you feel, is often not in the hands of you. The foundation of your relationship goals, the creativeness of your relationship goals, the relationship goals you live with today was already created before you were even born, are able to think of and understand what they were. Unfortunately, a lot of times these situations are not in our control and we're at the mercy of someone else. The idea and the foundation of our lives is very important. Do you remember the first time you had your heart broken? Remember your first love? Of course you do. Because the first person you fell in love with was the person who gave birth to you. You spent 9 months in your mother's womb. And at that time you created some type of bond. You created some type of love. First time you were heartbroken, it's possibly by your mother or father. Now, is that to blame every single thing that went wrong in your life on your parents? No. Let's understand where the foundation of who you come from. It's to understand who you are and where you start. Because a lot of times your foundation is the creation of what you're going to be and how strong your relationship's going to be. So when we look at relationship goals and we look at what we're trying to create and who we're trying to be, we have to look at the foundation of where we started. And a lot of times we are born into a place of not happiness, not of joy, not of love, but the exact opposite. A lot of times you were rejected before you were even born. You were rejected when you came into the world. You were already rejected because your mom didn't have that mother gene in her. She was not able to love you. She was not able to give you love. She wasn't prepared to be a mom. Your father was not have that dad gene in him where he couldn't give you that love because he was more concerned with being a boy or running the streets or hanging out with friends. He was not ready to be a dad. And you experience your first heartbreak as soon as you're born. Your foundation sometimes is built on heartbreak, mistrust, anger, and the lack of love. You think about it when you think about your parents and you think about the foundation of the people who come in your life. And as you grow, when you start to establish and grow your relationship goals, the heartbreak sometimes grows. The mistrust sometimes grows when you experience things such as family members molesting you, taking away your innocence, and you feel the very person who was supposed to protect you didn't not only protect you, but didn't believe you. When you told them that their husband or their boyfriend or your uncle or your grandfather or your aunt or your family friend touched you, and they took your innocence away from you, leading you to have a life full of confusion about your own sexuality, mistrust for every man. When you grow up, your wife or your husband can't touch you because even just that touch reminds you of when your innocence was taken from you. A lot of times as a child, you were told that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. Maybe you didn't do good enough in school. Maybe you just didn't catch on fast as everybody else. Maybe you didn't walk soon enough, didn't crawl soon enough. Maybe you have a few issues learning or you just couldn't engage with the things being taught in school because, it just didn't interest you. And because of that, you were told that you're dumb. You were told that you're avoided of love and that you would never find a man that truly loves you. You'll never find a woman that truly loves you. You will never experience love. You were taught that at a young age, leaving you with heartbreak, leaving you mistrust, leaving you not creating a goal to seek out love, but the expectation of loneliness the rest of your life. When we think about relationship goals, we think about how it feels as a man growing up without father. Without father to teach him how to shoot a basketball, teach him how to ride a bike. Or a mother, teach a daughter how to be a queen. There to play dress up, to do her hair. A mother to be nurturing to her daughter or her son. When she gets up in the night crying. When she gets her heart broken because the boy, he liked her friend instead of her and didn't want to go to prom with her, but was only using her to date his friend, to date her friend. When you look for that father to come and put his hands around her and tell her that some boys are jerks. And then she's going to meet some guys who are not worthy of her time, but it's okay. Because he's teaching her that even though some boys are jerk, she have one man that she can always rely on. When that's taken away from you because that man who's supposed to put his arms around you and remind you that everything's going to be okay, even though your world's coming down, doesn't exist. When you don't have that mother to have that conversation with that little boy when he gets his heart broken by the first girl, and she comes and tell him, well, you always have me. And I know it's no consolation prize, or maybe it is. We always love our mothers. But it does bring that joy and happiness into your life for 1 second. Gives you a vacation for a moment from that heartbreak that you're feeling. But what's happened when we're voided of these things? What kind of relationship goals are we creating when you teach your daughter that when a boy hits her on the playground, that, oh, that's just his way of showing love. It's okay. He likes you. That's why he insults you and he beats you down. Then that same little girl grows up to get hit on by a man, get beaten on by a man, and confuses that with him showing his affection, his love for her. When a man constantly beats her down and tells her she's too fat or she's dressing too provocative, that she confuses that with a feeling of love and don't understand why there's a hole inside of her. There's an emptiness that lives inside of her. Why is anxiety is the God that she worships? Fear, hurt, heartbreaking. Why is that the God that a lot of you, us, worship? Probably looking at me right now, some of you have tears in your eyes as you think about and you reflect on it, why my mom didn't tell me she loved me. Maybe your mom's not here no more. Maybe your father's not here no more, and they never told you they love you. You never heard the words come out of their mouth that they're proud of you, or that they're sorry for not protecting you, for not being there for you, for not creating a foundation of happiness, joy, love, trust, and you never got a chance to talk to them. You avoided up the opportunity to ever sit down and have a conversation with them. The opportunity for them to wrap their arms around you even to this day as you're a grown adult and say to you, it's okay. Well, people, I tell you this. And even though you're hurting right now, even though I just drug up a bunch of bad memories that a lot of you tried to bury, today is our breakthrough. It's not a breakdown. Today is your breakthrough. Today is the day you're going to break through that wall that's been keeping all this buried deep inside you, that's been keeping you from finding your peace, finding your love, finding your relationship goals with money, with your job, with your husband, your wives. Finding you from creating your success. Today is your breakthrough, people. We're going to break through all of that past hurt. We're going to break down that past foundation that was built on mistrust, hate, hurt, stress, anger. And we're going to create a new foundation. We're going to lay down some new concrete. And we're going to lay down a foundation of love, peace, joy, and happiness. A future that looks so bright, as the old song say, you got to wear shades. We got to dig deep, though, people. We got to dig deep. When we think about a person stealing someone's innocence, what we often don't think about is hurt people hurt people. Hurt people, and what they do is they go around and they take away and they administer their pain on someone else, because don't we all want someone to relate to? We all want someone to feel like we do, to be able to look at someone and agree with them and be able to say, hey, you understand what I'm feeling? But sometimes when you're trying to find somebody that feels the way you do, what you do is you administer your pain on them. You reflect what you're feeling inside of you on them. And it goes deeper than just someone going out and molesting someone. And believe me, I'm not in no way trying to justify a person's action. But to truly recover, to truly forgive, you have to truly understand why a person does it. It's the same as when your mother told you were stupid. Then wasn't able to give you a hug, wasn't able to tell you that she loves you. Something that you crave for. To this day, you're probably 30, 40, 50 years old and you're still craving for your mother. Just come up to me, just hold me, tell me you love me. You crave that feeling. You need it. You want it. And you can't understand why your mom can't tell you love you. And you want to have conversations but you're fearful of what the answer is. Sometimes the answer is this. Your mom, your father, they craved that same love from their parents, but never was given it. They wanted to be told that they love. It was never told. They never heard those words from their parents. And the first lesson, the first place we learn from our first teacher is our parents. So if they teach you like, hey, you don't need to hear someone say they love you, because just saying they love you don't mean anything. So then they start teaching you it, then you start teaching your children that. And what you do is you create a pattern, a generation curse of lack of love. You create a foundation that keeps growing, built on anger and lack of love. And it just carries on with you. Because they don't know how to tell you they love you, because a lot of times they don't love themselves. Sometimes people project fear on you, such as they weren't able to succeed. They went out and tried to accomplish their goals. They tried to find love. They tried to find happiness and joy and peace, but they never was able to find it. So when they look at you, their children, their child, they remind you that you will never find love. And why do they tell you that? Not because it's something they see in you, but something they see in themselves. And they project their own fears onto you. That happens daily in your life. That happens to you right now. And if you say it didn't happen, it's because you didn't pay attention to it. At your job, when you go out to buy a car, when you go do something that you want to do, when you tell somebody, hey, I want to go get this new job, a lot of times you're going to have family members or friends who tell you, oh, you can't do that. You can't accomplish that. And what they're really saying is, I couldn't do it, so you can't do it. They're telling you you can't find love because they weren't able to find love. They weren't able to find joy, happiness. They wasn't able to find a man that truly loved them. A lot of times we ask ourselves, why didn't our parents protect us? Protect us against that evil person who seeked out that demon that seeked out our innocence, that stole our innocence. Why didn't my mom protect me? Why didn't my father protect me? Why weren't they there? They heard me scream. They heard me call them. I told them what happened. Why didn't they stop it? And once again, it's not to defend the person's action, but to give you clarity. A lot of times a person couldn't protect you because they can't protect themselves. You don't understand it because we look at our fathers, we look at our mothers as our superheroes. They are the Wonder Woman and the Supermans in our lives, especially at a young age, and we think that they can battle anyone, they can defeat any villain. But we don't see what hides under that costume and under that mask that they're wearing, that it's a mask of fear, of failure, of hurt and pain. And there's a scared young boy, little boy or little girl still lives in there. So when they're supposed to defend you, they're supposed to protect you, they're incapable of protecting you because they're fearful of even protecting themselves. They can't stand up against that bully because they're fearful of a bully of their own. And that bully that's trying to take your innocence, that bully is trying to take your life, reminds them of the bully that they're hiding. In that fear restricts them from being able to protect you, being able to stop you from being hurt. A lot of times in our lives, we look at people and we want them to be the best version of them for us. We want them to be something for us. We want them to love us. We want our moms and dads to love us, but we also want to have conversations with these people who were avoiding of loving us and telling us they love us. And a lot of times what we do is we become them. And what I mean by them is we become that version of them that's fearful of confronting the evilness that had them scared, that had them hiding in a box, hiding behind a brick wall in a fortress so long. We become them hiding. And we start to hide. So we never approach them. We never confront them about, why didn't you defend me? Why didn't you tell me you love me? Why didn't you never love me? Why didn't you feel something? And a lot of times what happens is that person loses their life, they die. And we are stuck with the hole in our heart of never being able to stand up and speak against them. A lot of times what happens is we don't confront our past things that happen to us, and we bury how we feel and what someone done to us, and we never actually seek true counseling, true help to not just to forget what happened to us and what someone took from us, but to find out how to get it back. How to get that innocence back that someone tried to strip from us. And we don't seek out counseling and help to try to get that back. And what happens is then we start to pass that on to our children in different forms, in different ways. And a lot of times, hurt people hurt people. So you may try to go and you try to molest someone else because you're trying to make someone else feel the same hurt that you feel and think it's going to make you feel better. Or you become that person who doesn't protect your children because you're so fearful of that bully that you start to turn your back to your children and not be able to protect them. You don't want to believe them because you don't want to deal with it. Or you just bury yourself into a world of pain and hurt and hate, never forgiving yourself. Here's what you gotta do, people. You have to look at yourself. You gotta look in the mirror. Right now, you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta tell yourself something. I'm good enough. I'm beautiful. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I am loved. I am deserving of love. I am deserving of loyalty. I am deserving of trust. I'm deserving of everything that someone tried to take away from me. You got to look at yourself in the mirror right now and say to yourself this, people. You have to understand this. There's people in your life that has a job. They have a purpose. Some people's purpose is it's going to break your heart. They're going to disappoint you. They're going to lie to you. They're going to try to tell you and try to convince you, and sometimes, for a moment, briefly, actually convince you that you're not good enough for something. You're not good enough for love. You're not good enough to find a job. You're not good enough, and you're not capable of finding financial freedom. You're not capable of finding joy and happiness. You're not capable of finding peace. And sometimes they're going to be so convincing that for a moment that you're going to believe it. But don't beat yourself down because you believed it for a moment. Don't beat yourself down because you felt doubt for a second. Don't do it. I need you today, right now, to go into that mirror and tell that person, even though they might not be looking back at you, the person who is looking back to you, you tell them. Whatever the person who tried to convince you of that negativity, that the devil is a liar, and I'm deserving of everything, and I'm capable of getting that promotion at my job, even though they told me no 10 times, the 11th time is the charm. Even though he told me that I was never going to be financially free, that every day is an opportunity for me to work towards that goal, and that I'm getting closer and closer. At every single penny, every single dollar, every single $100 I put in my savings to get me closer and closer to my ultimate goal. That I'm closer to finding love with every heartbreak that happens, because every heartbreak that happens teaches me of this is not the one, this is not the person, what I'm not deserving of, what I'm not going to put up with. And it's going to teach me the devil's tricks. It's going to teach me people's tricks. So when a person is hiding, trying to lie, and trying to maneuver around me, I'm getting aware of you. I'm getting a first-class lesson of teaching of what your purpose is and what you're doing. So I'm going to be able to recognize the person that loves me, the person that's there for me. I'm going to recognize it because I'm not going to carry mentally the baggage of you who lied to me and tried to take away my trust from me. I'm going to carry the memories of what the actions that you try to do, and I'm going to remember to not allow that to distract and take away my life. Today has to be a day that you take back your freedom. Today has to be a day that you take back your joy, your happiness. If you got a family member right now, you got a mother right now that you feel like, well, you never told me you loved me. Why did you never tell me you loved me? I want you to try something today, people. I want you to try to understand that that mother, that father, may not have felt love, were never taught that they were loved. That family member may not know how to give love. I want you to have empathy for them. The same empathy that you have for yourself. I want you to have for them that empathy to understand that they may never experience love. And that the only love they may have ever felt in their life was the love from you. And if you are going to devoid them of that love, then that means they will never feel love. So even though inside you, inside your mind, your spirit, you feel like, why should I give you something that you didn't give me? Understand in your mind and your spirit and your soul that a person can't give you what they don't have. Hell, if you came to me right now and said, yo, Al, great, I need to borrow $1 million. I ain't got $1 million to give you, okay? It's not that I don't want to give it to you. I don't have it to give you. So when a person doesn't give you love, it's because they don't have that love to give at the moment. But you have the capabilities, you have the ability to give them something that they don't have. And in return, they can feed that back into your life. Because see, if you were able to look past what they didn't give you in some kind of way, even though they're grudging, and when you try to hug them, tell them you love them, they fighting back against it, and they're fearful of hugging you back, keep giving them that love. Every chance you get, tell them, I love you. I love you. You say it from the bottom of your heart. Say it from the bottom of your spirit, I love you. Because when you keep filling up on that, It's going to push out. It's going to force out that anger, that frustration, that hate that's inside them. It's going to get forced out. And eventually they're going to be filled up with love because they're going to realize and they're going to choose to believe that, look, someone out here loves me. And that it's okay to love someone back. That's the breakthrough, people. We can go around treating people how we treat us. We can. But what does that do? There's a saying. When you seek revenge, dig 2 graves. One for you and one for the person who you're getting revenge against. The true revenge you can give at somebody is forgiving them and truly finding love and peace in your heart and your happiness. Because see, people can try to steal away your innocence. They can try to steal away your peace for a moment, but they can't keep it unless you give it to them. So what we have to do is, what you try to take from us, we're taking it back. I'm taking back my innocence. I'm taking back my love. I'm taking back my feelings. I'm taking back everything that you try to take from me. I'm taking back because it belongs to me. You can't have them. I'm no longer going to be your victim. I'm no longer going to be the person you bullied around. You may have molested me. You may have taken advantage of me. But now I'm taller. I'm stronger. I'm not looking for nobody to defend me. I'm going to defend me. I'm going to defend my children. I'm going to stand up against you and I'm going to speak up against you. I'm going to shine a light on your past atrocities. I'm going to shine a light on you. And it's not to hurt you. It's to protect others who you look to hurt. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. And I'm going to live my life. I'm going to learn to separate you and the person who tried to take away your innocence. I'm going to learn to separate them even though it's going to be hard. Even though it's going to be hard, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you. You had enough people in your life that already lied to you. I'm not going to lie to you, people. It's going to be hard to separate these two, but you're going to separate. And you have to make a promise to yourself. You have to look in the mirror right now and promise to yourself. I'm going to separate the person who tried to take away my innocence from the person who's there to love me. And what I mean by that is that husband that's showing you every single day he loves you. That wife that shows you every day that she loves you. You have to separate the person who hurt you from the person who truly loves you. Don't allow the two to become one. Don't allow the person who's in your life right now trying to show you they love you. They're trying to show you they be here for you. Become the same person who looked to hurt you and take something from you. You have to take back that power to say, I'm not giving you that power, that authority over my life. This is my breakthrough. This is my take back. This is my chance to fight back. This is my chance to make a stance and to make sure you understand you're not going to take nothing from me. This is my opportunity to create new relationship goals, because my relationship goal is to not allow myself to be stuck by the foundation that was created for me when I wasn't able to create a relationship goal for myself. Now my goals are to create a new happiness and joy for not only my life, but for my children's life. I don't have to sit here and worship the same anxiety. I don't have to worship the fear. Yes, you told me that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't smart enough, but guess what? I'm not even interested in proving you wrong. I'm interested in proving myself right, because deep down inside me, I know that I'm good enough. I know I'm deserving of love. I don't need to prove to you. I don't need your validation in my life. I'm not looking for it no more. Because I need to validate me. I need to learn how to love me. I need to learn how to appreciate me, but I also need to learn how to appreciate others. And until I love and appreciate myself, I can't love and appreciate anybody else. Yes, I can sit here and let what you did to me, all the frustration you caused in my life, yes, I can let that be the determining factor into my lives, into my children's lives, into my grandchildren's lives. But today is my breakthrough, and I'm not choosing to take those steps. I'm choosing to go a different route. I'm choosing to sit here and conquer any fear, any stress, any heartbreak you put in my life, and I'm choosing to change that and change my children's life, change their trajectory to make sure they go higher, to make sure they know, even though I didn't experience love, that I'm filled with love. I'm filled with love. You probably say, how am I filled with love if the person who was supposed to love me never loved me? Who said they were supposed to love you? That's the question I gotta ask you. Who said your mom was supposed to be loving you? Who said your dad was supposed to love you? I'll wait until you answer that. Who told you that? Because I want to know, because I got to have a conversation with them, because they shouldn't have lied to you. Because I love you. I love you, and I got to have a conversation with them because, see, they're making my job harder, and they're making your life harder. I got to have a conversation with that person who lied to you and told you your mom and your dad were supposed to love you. Who told you that? That wasn't promised to you by anybody. That's what we promised to ourselves, and we thought because they gave birth to us, they were supposed to, but we never recognized they didn't have that mom and dad gene in them. They were never meant to love us. They had a job. They had a purpose. They were supposed to bring us on this earth. So the person who was supposed to love us is who does love us, is the person whose job was to love us. That was their promise to us. That means if you was raised by your grandmother and she loved you and she raised you like she was your very own, that was your mom. That was her job. That was her purpose, to love you. It wasn't your mom's. If your stepdad was the person who raised you and he loved you and he was there for you, taught you how to ride a bike, taught you how to fight, when you got your heart broken by a little boy, he was the one sitting on your curb talking to you, telling you it's going to be all right, then that was the person who had a job to love you. We confuse things about what we want it to be when we don't pay attention to the reality of what it's supposed to be. We don't understand in our lives that everybody has a purpose and a job in our lives. And that purpose is not what we create, but what was created for them to be. Y'all ain't getting it. Y'all ain't understand what I'm saying to you right now. See, just because your mom gave birth to you don't mean that she was supposed to raise you. Just because she gave birth to you don't mean she was supposed to be there for you and to teach you how to be the woman or man you were supposed to be. Doesn't mean she was supposed to love you. No, she did her job in most cases. She gave birth to you. Now she needs to move out of your life, because if she stays in your life, if she's only going to she's going to add more detriment and hurt and pain into your life. She's going to stop you from being able to grow into that beautiful flower, that beautiful plant, that beautiful person you're supposed to be. So her purpose was not supposed to be there only for a moment. Now her purpose is to get the hell out of your life and allow you to live on. You ain't hearing me though. You ain't hearing me though. You sitting here still mad at your dad. You still mad at your dad because he wasn't there for you. He didn't teach you how to shoot a hoop. You thought you was going to the NBA, but your trajectory, your purpose was never go to the NBA. See, your purpose is do whatever you are doing right now. And your father was not supposed to be there. His whole purpose and his job in your life was to get your mom pregnant so that you can be created and be brought to this earth. And you have a whole nother purpose. His purpose was never to be there long term. The person, the father figure that's in your life that's teaching you how to be a great man you are, that was his job. That was his purpose in your life. You got to understand something, people. Everybody has a purpose in your life. We look at things that come out of our life and we think about somebody's taking something away from us. Somebody's taking something away from us. Let me tell you something. What you got in your hand right now when you're watching this show? What you got in your hand? You got a keyboard, you got some money, you got a sandwich. What you got? What you got in your hand right now? You got your phone? So if I take your phone away from you right now, you telling me you can't take it back? You can snatch it right back to me. No, this is mine. It's the same with your happiness. It's the same with your peace. It's the same with your innocence. Don't think of somebody trying to strip you of something that you can't get it back. This is your breakthrough, people. This is your moment. Even though your mom didn't stand up for you, your father didn't stand up for you, even though they didn't protect you, don't mean that you can't protect you. Don't mean you can't stand up against some bullies. Maybe they didn't have the strength. Maybe they didn't have the courage to stand up to a bully. But guess what? This is your chance to do it. This is your chance to stand for a bully, not for yourself, but for your children, your grandchildren, for the people that you love and for the people you don't know, because you have a purpose. You have a job in people's lives that you haven't even come encounter with yet, that you don't even know exists yet. You have a purpose to save someone's life that hasn't even been born yet. But in order for you to do that, you have to stand up and you have to be courage. You got to be courageous. You got to be strong enough to take back what someone tried to take for you. You have to be strong enough to confront the people who tried to take something from you. You got to be strong enough and fearless enough to confront that bully who tried to take something from you. I'm telling you today, people, that you are stronger than you think you are. You are not limited to what someone else think you are, what someone think you should be. Because a lot of times what people are trying to do is put limitations on your life that exist in theirs. They are not at your level yet. They have not created that same strength, that courage. They are not enlightened in themselves yet. And if you know people who are not enlightened with themselves yet, who are looking to be enlightened with themselves, then you need to share this video with them. Because today is their breakthrough too. It's our breakthrough. It's not our breakdown. It's where we're going to break through, where we're going to find us. If you have a family member, a loved one, that you feel like, well, I can't confront them, Alan, because they're no longer here no more. They're no longer here, so how am I going to confront this person? How can I say something to this person who never loved me? How can I tell them I love them? How can I tell them how I felt? How can I finally confront that bully when that bully no longer exists? That bully always exists. That person lives. That person lives. You go to that gravesite and confront him. You talk to God every day, and I know a lot of y'all talk about, well, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in God. I'll trust that in 1 second. You talk to God every day, but you don't see him. You can't see him. But you still pray to him. The person who confronts you, the person who tried to take that from you lives. Confront them. Talk to them. Go to the gravesite. Go into a private room. Go in your closet. Go into your basement. Go into your bedroom. Go in your bathroom. Wherever you need to go, wherever you go to pray, you can go talk to that person. They're still here and they still can hear you. Get it out. Let them know how you feel. And for those people who say that right now saying, I'm going to end up with this, I don't believe in God and I don't believe in all that. Well, maybe you worship the universe. Maybe you worship the universe. Maybe you worship Buddha. Maybe you worship a statue. I don't know. But let me tell you something. Regardless of who you are, we all worship something. The problem is too many of us worship fear, anxiety, stress. And those are our gods that we create. Those are gods we worship. The things you feed the most are the gods you worship. So you worship something. I'm here to tell you today's your breakthrough. Today's the day that you don't worship those things no more. Today's the day you create new relationship goals. You become in a relationship with yourself. You learn to love yourself, appreciate yourself, so that you create stronger relationship goals for yourself. Today is the day that you learn to not allow those negative people in your life, those people that try to take away innocence in your life. Today's the day you take it back. Today's the day you learn to not hold the person who loves you in your life accountable for the person who tried to hurt you in your life. Today is the day we find ourselves. Today is the day that we learn to love and appreciate ourselves. I went over my time, but I have to just say this to you. Today is the day that we stop worshiping the God of negativity, anger, stress, anxiety, fear. Today is the day you find you. So what I need you to do, go find that mirror. Go find the closest mirror. I don't care where it is. I don't care where you are. Car mirror, bathroom mirror, mirror in your living room. Find that mirror and tell yourself these words. I'm grateful. I'm good enough. I love you. I'm smart enough. I'm deserving of trust, happiness, joy, and peace. And remember to block out any negativity. Anyone who tells you opposite, don't know you, or don't love you. And it don't matter. Because I love you, and you love me. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Past the Present Podcast. Until I see you next time, people, I only got one thing left to say to you. Stay tuned. Peace.